Awesome. So we are live, and thank you so much for being here with us. And it's a little different because we normally don't go live this late, but I have a very special guest here. And due to the time differences, I really wanted to make sure we could get him on. And so it worked best for him. I'm making it work for us. It's about 10 p.m. here today on a Sunday evening. And Rajnish, for you, I think it's what, about 8:30 in the morning?
8:30 in the morning. Yeah.
Oh,
we are beginning the day.
Yeah. So like you're beginning your day. I'm ending my day. It's so cool because I love the fact that technology allows us to be able to connect like this all the way across the world. And we can learn a little bit about you, learn a bit about where things are coming from. And so before we get into your story, Rajnish, I'm just going to let our followers know, this is a very special event. And for those of you that have been around, obviously you know who we are and what we're about. But for those of you that have not been around and you've not seen us live or you've not been on our page very long, my name is Josh. I am a network marketer, affiliate marketer, and attraction marketing coach. I help other network marketers, affiliate marketers, and small business owners learn how they can take their business entirely online by using social media in more effective ways. And so there is going to be information at the end of all this and how you can get a hold of us, how you can get a hold of Rajnish. And so, and Rajnish, do you prefer your whole name or do you like to go by Raj, or what do you prefer that way?
Rajnish is better if it's okay with you.
I like it. I like the formality of it. So we're here. We're going to talk to Rajnish a little bit. So he is a network marketer. He's got a couple other things that he does as well, which I'll let him talk about. And he's all the way over from India. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Rajnish. Let everybody know where are you from. Introduce yourself a little bit. I know you've got a little bit of a family too. So let people know what you're doing, and we'll go from there. So I'll turn it over to you.
First of all, thank you, Josh, for having me on your page and speaking so kind words about me. So thank you so much for that. I'm a financial advisor and a network marketing professional, as you are. And I'm married to Rajnish Mahajan. She's my wife, and she's a practicing interior designer. She's also a professional. We have a daughter who is aged 9 years. Her name is Drishti. Yeah. So we live in Ludhiana. It's northern region of India, and we are living in this city for the last 25 years, and doing great, and enjoying the life wonderfully. So as a financial advisor, what we generally do is if you have a goal, we can help you achieve it. And if you don't have a goal, we can help you find one. Actually, we help our clients to do their financial planning using our proprietary mobile application, Show My Goal. It's on Android platform. So a person can download it free, and person can browse it, and you can put some of the questions, you can answer them, and then you would know what to do next to achieve your goals. It's very cool app. Anybody watching it can go to Android and type Show My Goal, and you can get hold of it. And as a network marketing professional, we help people to develop their teams to build assets to generate long-term incomes. We also help entrepreneurs and network marketing professionals to build their businesses using social media and attraction marketing. So really, really cool. We are really enjoying this stuff, especially the times right now, since our both business models are online. So we are really, really having a good time building from home.
Awesome. Yeah. And I totally agree with you there. I mean, being that, my wife and I, we still have normal jobs during the day and we're working from home as well. But it opens up those possibilities, obviously, that you have more time with each other, but you don't feel as stressed trying to commute back and forth.
Yeah, that's really, really important. That's really very important. You have to. There's a lot of travel time which people used to have while going to office. So if their business model is such that they can work from home, nothing like it.
Yeah, absolutely. So being a financial advisor, obviously that has some, that's got a type of business itself. But, when we met a while back and, we had talked some more and you had gotten into network marketing and you started really kind of bringing your mindset into being a network marketer and bring more into that, that networking mindset that brings. So tell me a little bit about that. Like, how did you get started with that? And is that directly related with your financial advisor, or is that kind of on top of it? Like, how does that work for you?
Wow. See, this is very interesting thing. Like, as a financial advisor, the practice is very good. But I happened to visit I happened to be invited to an event of network marketing by one of my very good friends. So those were the times when the physical meetings used to happen, not like now. The things
Right.
are happening in a different way. So I just went just to, as an obligation. I went to that event because I had to go there because he was my friend, and he said, you have to come there, Rajnish. So I went there, I sat in the meeting, and I was just observing that, wow, this business, like there were calculations which were explained. There were people, those who were achieving the success, and I observed everything in like 1.5 hours, and I just thought, there was one thought which started in my mind. Well, these guys are making money, is for sure, because you can't fake it from stage.
Right.
Yeah, you can fake it one on one, but you can't fake it from stage. Number one, they are making money. Number two, they are into a business. What they were talking was, they have not invested much money to get into the business. Now that was something very new for me. Like, for me, my upbringing was like that. To start a business means you need to have, like in Indian, lakhs and crores of rupees to start a business, which I did not have. So that was something very impressive. And thirdly, which I liked, was the kind of recognition which they were giving to every achiever who was being, achieving new levels. Now, this is something which is very different than the traditional world, where people
Right.
are making heaps of money, but they don't get any recognition. For recognition, they have to pay, and then they get recognized. But here the case was not like that. So these three things started some kind of, see, I don't made a major decision that I will do this thing, but some thought started provoking in my mind, and I started exploring this industry. So yes, for exploring this industry, he offered me some of the books, some of the audio programs. So over a period of time, I get hold of a book named as Rich Dad Poor Dad. This is a awesome book, and I'm not a very good reader, but when I get hold of this book, I just went through this book because that book was given to me by explaining in a very, very beautiful way that this book can change your life if you read it through. So
Absolutely.
that changed my thinking. That changed the whole thought process. And now sometimes people come to us and say, "What is something which you have learned in network marketing?" See, the thing is that there is a process. I can't explain in few lines or words that what this industry is. If a person get hold of that book and go through it, that is the first shift of mind which is required for this industry. And then slowly and gradually we started falling in love with this profession, and I now consider this is the best profession in the world.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And, very similar story to kind of how we started too. You get a little bit of information, you get invited to a meeting, and most people, I will say, most people in network marketing got started that way, whether it was a
Yes.
one-on-one meeting or a group meeting or a seminar, whatever the situation may be. I totally agree that everybody in network marketing has started in some way of that. Even nowadays with online webinars,
Yes.
webinars
Yes.
are so huge right
Yes.
now with
Yes.
people providing information on their opportunity. And so, just real quick, touch on a little bit, like, how long ago did you first get introduced into network marketing? And was that something that you kind of caught that bug right away and you went into it? Or did it take you a little while to really grasp the concept before you got started?
So it's more than 5 years I'm into this industry, but yes, it took a while. Like, it takes 6 months, 8 months, 1 year maybe, just to feel the water, what this industry is. Although the people, those we are connected with, our mentors, amazing people, they
Mhm.
were always providing information, and they were willing that we should get started fast, me and my wife both. But you know what, I myself took time. I'm a different person. I want to get into something. I want to make sure that I stay there. It's not like I get into something and get out of it 2 months later. I'm not that kind of person.
Right.
So I want to make sure that what I'm entering into it has to be there with me for life. So that's why I took a little bit of more time for researching and whether I should do it or not do it. Now, when I made a decision, then I give it a go, and then no looking back.
Awesome. Yeah, no, and I'm with you too. And it's funny how similar our story is, because when I was introduced into network marketing, it was years ago, but it was a dabble here, a dabble there. There wasn't really any hard just hit the ground running. But then when we found our current opportunity that we're in, and we met the people and everything, absolutely, it lit that fire in us that said, this is what I want to do. And we made that decision to make a lifelong decision, like you said, and because it is a commitment. It's a true business, and it takes time.
Actually, our mentors have said getting into this business is just like getting into marriage. So in India, we don't have more divorces. So I don't know about your country. So marriage is a commitment for life. Come what may, whatever your partner is, whatever your spouse is, whatever shortcomings he or she has, you are there for life. So this business, we have learned over a period of, this is also like a commitment, like a marriage, because I'll just take one more minute and explain it why. Because if you are not committed, you can't lead people. If you yourself are confused whether or not you should do it, you can't lead people to come to a conclusion. So that is why we have learned along the process that you have to give it a commitment to this business, and that's how this business works.
Absolutely. I 100% agree with that. And so next question I have is, so obviously you've been in network marketing a while, and I know that you've been a financial advisor for a while as well. So with network marketing, how did that change your lifestyle, and how did that, what kind of improvements did you see just by being in that kind of opportunity?
See, Josh, just by being into this industry, what improvement I have seen in myself is I have become super positive in life. Whatever challenge has come or will be coming, we will get that challenge in front, like we'll not run away with that. So that mindset has been developed by just being into this industry, not even doing anything, just being into this industry, by being into their program, audio program, their meeting systems, or being in the coaching calls. So this is the first benefit which a person can get, which I definitely can vouch for, that I have been benefited a lot for this benefit. I have developed good relationships with people. I'm not a person who is very good in meeting people. I was not very comfortable meeting with people earlier. Now, being into this business has forced me to develop this skill. And now I'm enjoying it. I love talking to people. I love meeting people. I love meeting people online as well. Now, earlier, if given a choice to talk to somebody and stay at home and not to talk to anybody, I would prefer the second option. I would not at all talk to anybody. So this is another thing that I have started developing good relationships with people. Awesome. We have been able to travel to different countries. Like the first international trip we got was through this business. And not only first, I think every trip internationally we got was from this business. We have traveled to 3 or 4 countries, different countries.
That's awesome.
So this is another benefit which I have got. And you know what? It's like a lot of people travel. It's not a big thing that traveling internationally is not a big thing. But traveling with the winners is something very different experience. So we have been traveling with the leaders, those who are succeeding in the industry, and they're staying in their association, learning more, good things, positive things from them. That is an awesome experience. And of course, the money part. This business definitely has provided us an comfort. I may not say comfort, but in a situation that we can take decisions, our own decisions. We have eliminated credit cards from our life. Not in the way like for business we do use credit card, but we pay the full amount, the due amount, not only the due amount. So that is something which also I have learned from this particular book which I talked about. So we have get rid of credit cards, get rid of loans, and of course the cash flow which is coming. So these are some of the benefits which this business has offers, and wonderful people we have been during the course get in touch with in our lives, and wonderful people like you now, which we are getting in touch. All blessing of internet that we'll be able to connect so many good leaders like you in the industry.
That's awesome. I appreciate that. And, I feel the same way too. I mean, when we first met, it was kind of luck of the draw.
Yes.
It was just a question out there to say, hey, would you be willing to be on this panel? And it was a great experience for us. It was honestly our first ever panel for that. And since then,
Really?
Yeah, really.
Really?
Yours,
Wow.
the one that we got on for you was the first
My
one
God.
I'd ever been on. I've done interviews with people and but not live, but like, on the phone and, people ask for information or over a chat and, people ask for information and they give us a little, text of like, here's this person, or they'll take a picture and a little intro, but nothing live like what you and I did with, those other people, Victor and Katrine and all those. And so what was interesting about that is that helped me, catch the bug of, hey, this being live and interviewing people is awesome because you get to learn about other people, other mindsets, build those relationships, and being able to do that online. One of the things that we've done before is, we've interviewed people from the UK, from Australia. You're our first one that we've had on our page from the India area.
Wow.
And so yeah, it's I agree with that so much that being online has given us the opportunity to connect with more people that we never would have in the first place.
Absolutely.
Using traditional methods with network marketing. And I don't want to downplay it. I mean, I would feel comfortable that I could say this because knowing your background and knowing our background, that the traditional style of network marketing, the face-to-face stuff, is still a part of our routine. Even with COVID going on, it's still there. And I know you've talked about that before, that, online is a great medium, but can you talk a little bit about that, of the balance of doing things in person with people that are local to you as well as online?
Yeah. See, doing one-on-one personal has definitely a more power. No doubt on that. Has more power. But you know what? When you have to think bigger business, you just can't depend on local.
Right.
Staying in local will not give you an opportunity which is available online. But yes, talking to still, I would say people, those who are building the businesses, they must do their one-on-ones physical as well, because that initiates some confidence as well. Always staying on computer and talking to people may not be more effective, but if you are doing a balance of both, like you are meeting one-on-one physically as well, obviously you have to maintain the social distancing norm as required on these times. But then if you are doing one-on-ones, that will build confidence, because taking a rejection sitting in front, eyeball to eyeball, build your mindset.
Right.
Because taking a rejection online is okay, you just exit the meeting and that's totally fine. But when you are in discussion in one-to-one, that will make you more mature leader, that okay, the rejection is there. Because I believe if a person is able to take the rejection in this industry and convert it to a positive way, that is a success. Because there is no such business that you will not get a rejection. That is for sure.
Absolutely.
And it's better you start getting the rejection and start getting comfortable as early as possible. Because during the process of getting the rejection only, you will find few good people, those who will be your partner, and they will just take it forward. So yes, as you asked, that there has to be a balance, and one-on-one physicals are very, very important. You must do it. You must try. You will try to learn how to connect with people more in one-on-one. But along with that, online is the way to go ahead. And of course, when talking about online, there are some core values which are required in online world as well, which people, those who are following Josh they can get in touch with him, and he will be the first person to tell, because there are some important little things which you have to notice. One of the thing is, like, maybe I can't dwell on the whole topic. It's a big topic, how to do online meetings in an effective way. One of the thing is that your profile picture of your Facebook or any social media profile should be the one which should have your picture, not of your dog's picture, not of your anybody else's picture. So this is one basic thing which one should start doing it. So there are many basics which you have to follow, and if you are not following them, then of course you will not get any success in online as well. So online is not a money making machine that anybody who gets into online, he will make money, because there also you have to play the game with the rules.
Absolutely.
So like in the offline, there are some rules which a person has to follow. You can't come with a traditional mindset with big degrees which you have and you can get a success. That's not the case. There are rules of this particular game in offline as well. And now, since the things are shifting online, there are rules there as well. So you better understand those rules and then play along with those rules, not, don't have fight with those rules.
Right. Well, and I'm glad that you brought that up too. Like, especially the profile picture one, that one just, it hits me so hard, because so many people, I see it all the time, if they have a picture of their kid or they have a picture of their dog or their boat or whatever it is. And it's like, that's great. And I'm happy that you're passionate about that. But if you want to hold yourself to a high level of professionalism and show people that you mean business, and, I will admit, my profile picture shows me in, a nice suit jacket and a nice button-up shirt. And I do most of my lives in t-shirts, but that's not because that I don't think that it's professional. It's not because I don't want to, show that. This is me in my element. And that's what I show people, is the authenticity. I do wear a collared shirt every now and then, because if I wear it that day, I'm going to keep it on. I don't just throw one on.
But I would agree, at 10 p.m. I would not expect you to wear a collared shirt.
Right. Exactly. Or even at 8 p.m. when I'm doing my normal lives. I usually do it at 8 p.m. after my kids are in bed and all that, sort of my youngest and whatever, because I've got a 4-year-old as well. But, the thing is that my profile picture is the first thing people see. And I want them to see my happy, smiling face, and I want to see your happy, smiling face, and I want to see their happy, smiling face. I don't want to see the picture of somebody's squished pug nose of their dog all up in front of my screen. And so you're right. I mean, it's the same thing with when you're going out. Like, if I go out and meet people, I don't wear a t-shirt. I throw on a nice button-up shirt, maybe a suit coat if it's not too warm, and you go dress the part. But I don't need to do that when I'm in my element. This is my world, my page. Same thing for you. You do what you do on your page, and that's how people see you, and that's how they, interact with you. But I'm so glad you mentioned that, because the rules, there are rules, but the rules are not what people think. It's not the wear a suit to every video and wear, do all this stuff.
No. Those are not the rules.
Be a person, be somebody that somebody sees. So awesome. I love that. So we're getting wrapped up here a little bit, and I one of the things I love to do with people is, love to see somebody give that, that little bit of golden nugget, I guess you could say, of something that, if you got somebody who's on the fence with network marketing, or maybe they're trying to build their business online, but what is one piece of advice that you would give people who are fairly new or trying to make a switch, something just with their mindset to help them out? What's something you would say to kind of get them in the right direction and give them a little piece of knowledge to help push them the right way?
Yeah. See, as I said, if anybody who is watching this and is in the middle of deciding whether a person should go online or not, whether a person should start network marketing profession or not, so the first thing a person should do is a person should take the action first. Like, if a person is just researching without, like, we have a saying, like, to learn about swimming, you have to get into the water. You can't swim like just reading the books. That's not how it works, right? So first thing is you should get into it. Like get into it. Maybe if there is some kind of registration required, you must get into it. Just take this little bit of action step. That is the first thing. And second is get hold of the person. I think there is no better advice than this. Get hold of the person who has brought you in this industry. And why only stay up to there? Go to his mentor, maybe if possible. Get hold of, just you can ask a person like, who is your mentor? Well, if somebody says I don't have any mentor, just run from there. That's the best thing I can say.
Yeah.
Right. So
You don't want to be part of the lone wolf club.
not at all, not at all. So just ask him, who is your mentor? If let's say if Josh is introducing me, the first question I would ask Josh is, Josh, who is your mentor? And I would be very happy and comfortable if Josh gives an answer that so and so is my mentor. The second thing is I should ask is, Josh, can I meet him or her?
Yep.
Okay, so I think if you are able to ask these two questions, you are on a journey to success, because the mentor of Josh, if he can introduce Josh and get him to a success level, he can mentor you as well and take you to his or probably higher level. So I think the first thing is to get into the system, and the next thing is to get hold of the mentor of the person who has introduced you in the system. And I think he'll be able to coach everything, because anybody else, maybe it's me or anybody else, if you are talking to somebody else about the business and trying to find out what this business or industry is, you probably 99% of the time will get wrong advices, because there is no vested interest there.
Right.
So you must get hold of the mentor of the person, your sponsor who has introduced you into the system, and he will bring you to the next. Because if I start telling you like, this is what you should do, this is what you should do, you are again following somebody who is not able to give you a right advice, because this is something personal. Everybody has different goals, everybody has different dreams. So this is a personalized advice. The same goes with our profession of financial advisory system. Like a lot of people, they listen to media and then they start investing themselves. Okay, but a personal advisor or personal this thing is person who can who understands what's your risk appetite.
Right.
What is the kind of goals which you have, whether or not you should take this particular risk or not, what is your age, right? So the same goes with this industry, and I think every industry, the mentor is the person who will be able to guide you for the next step. So as Josh has asked, what should be the next two steps? I think the first step is to get into the system, and the second step is to get hold of the mentor. See, getting hold of the mentor without entering the system is again not very effective, because your mentor is not sure whether or not you are doing this. So how would he be able to help you with that?
Absolutely.
So if you go to him asking, I want to do it, and then he will give you the right advice. And if you go him to just check it out, probably he does not have that much of time for just people asking him whether or not he should do it.
And and that's so true too, because when you look at, and I know it's the same for you, I don't just have one mentor and then that's it. I can't, like, I've got the person who brought me into business, and he's a wonderful gentleman. Him and his wife are retired. They're a little older, and they've gone through the corporate world. They retired from that because of this business, and now they get to serve people. But the thing is, what's really cool about that is, like you talked about, maybe go find his mentor, say, hey, can I meet him?
Yes.
Well, what I think what drew me to the current opportunity, and I know from our previous conversations, it's very similar with you, that I didn't just meet with the person who brought me into business.
Right.
I immediately was brought into a meeting with him and his mentor, because the idea behind that, people call it a three-way meeting, three-way call, whatever you want to call it. But the idea is that you've got somebody who's building a business, and then you've got the person there who's helped them build the business. And so you get two different people to see, like, hey, this is something that people bring people through, not just tell people go do it. And that's I really like that, and I can't stress that enough to anybody who's watching and anybody who watches this on the replay, that mentorship is the only reason why people succeed in business.
Absolutely.
I have never seen anybody or heard of anybody that has not had some sort of mentor that helped them get where they are. And if you look at most successful business people, you'll see somewhere, whether it's on their website, in their book, or whatever it is, that they will have a little piece that says, you know, credit to my mentor, so-and-so, for leading me through this journey. And it is true. We need to edify those people that bring us through. And that's why that happens in network marketing. You know, when I first started my first year in business, most of my meetings were with my mentor and the person I was bringing into business, because we wanted them to see where we came from. So super awesome. I'm so glad you mentioned that, because I do agree that is a very powerful piece of advice for sure. So that's all the questions I have for you today, and I really appreciate you being on here. Is there anything else that you would say to the audience and anybody who's watching, that just any last word?
See, I would say stay safe, stay connected. That's very, very important. And these times, just don't go into your shells. Like, there's an epidemic and I've got nothing to do. Get hold of people, stay connected, use any platform, StreamYard, Zoom, Google Meets. A lot of platforms are there. Stay connected with your people. That's the one thing. Have a goal. Like, I will have 2 new meetups or connections every day.
Yep.
So that's how you will learn what other people are doing, because the days which we are in, there are people, those who are making heaps of money. I'm saying heaps of money. People are creating wealth during these times as well. In our country, one of the gentlemen, he has become 4th richest person in the world in last 4 months. He was in top 20, but he has come to top 4 in the world.
Yeah.
So people are making money. There is wealth is being created. Anybody who is watching this, please, for God's sake, don't get into your shells, because by end of the day, we will find some solution to this challenge which we have come across. But if you are into your shell and you are not performing, if you're not doing, if you're not connected with the world, when the things are over, you will be obsolete, because the ways of doing businesses would have been changed along the way, and you will not be able to cope up with that. So this is my humble advice, request, that people should not just stay home. They should stay connected by any media, by online media or whatever media they want to choose. But that is very, very important, because staying alone in isolation is the biggest mistake if somebody can do it.
Yep. I totally agree with that. And, that's awesome. I'm so happy that you mentioned that, because I personally have some friends who've isolated themselves, and it's hard. And I will reach out to them more often because of that, because I know that they've isolated themselves. And, it is so true that we can get in that mindset. You talked earlier about the positive mindset. Being in this industry has helped change your mind to be look at things more positively, and look at things on a more, on the light side instead of the dark side. And what's difficult is that some people don't have that ability, or just haven't been taught how to think that way. Their immediate reaction is, like you said, to get stuck in their shell, be like a turtle, and just hide away in their shell and not do anything.
That's not a solution. That's not a solution.
It's not. No, it is not. And I will second that notion there that you said, Rajnish, is that it is so important to stay connected. And on that note, I will be putting information down below after the video of how you can stay connected with us, how you can stay connected with Rajnish, because I think that that's important. That the reason why we do these is not just because, yes, it helps our page, it helps Rajnish, it helps other people. But the idea behind this is that We want to show people that we can be connected to anybody around the world.
Absolutely.
And the connection is what's going to keep us human. It's what's going to keep us productive, and it's what's going to keep us positive. Because without that human connection, we're just left to our own minds. And sometimes our own minds can be dangerous. So,
Really.
but yeah, Rajnish, I really appreciate you being on with me today, and I appreciate you taking time out of the beginning of your day. I know it's the start of your week, so I do hope that your week goes very well. And like I said, I'm going to put some information down below for those of you that want to get connected with Rajnish. I'm going to put some information on how you can learn how to utilize a lot of the strategies we talked about here in terms of going online, taking your business, using those rules, and setting yourself up for success in that way. So on that, thank you again. I appreciate your time, and we'll see you guys all later.
Thank you so much, Josh.